have sued her. Yeah, it would have been a lawsuit because you're not going to do that. I would have sued the school for allowing it.
She always got something to say. Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, yes, she did. No, she didn't. Yes, she did.
We gonna cry a little. We gonna laugh a lot.
I like her.
Hear real shit.
She keeping it real.
In the right spot.
Come on,
Let's
y'all.
talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it.
What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm your girl Jamaica, of course. If you, did I say that right? Of course. I'm your girl Jamaica, of course. If you are new here and you don't know what to do here, you don't have an idea, you don't have a clue, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell, and just like that, you are officially locked in. Like, you're part of the family. You're a jewel. You're here. If you have been here and you are still here by the grace of God, what the fuck is going on? I'm so happy to be back. I ain't been going long. Y'all just seen me yesterday if you've been watching my videos. If you're new here and you ain't seen me, click on the previous video and tune in. Before we get this conversation, I just want to introduce something that really needs no introduction. Right here is what your girl's snacking on today. Okay, Fruities. I was going to come to y'all with a whole meal because I'm really starving in real life. But I'm like, nah, because I get that yesterday. I don't do that often. At least that first one now. Okay, cool. We're going to get into the conversation of double standards. Apparently, one of these new age celebrities, or celebrities, is that what y'all calling them? One of them girls. Apparently, she went to a high school and she got to twerking for the kids. The reason I'm going to call them kids are because, one, they are kids. Two, because if you as a woman, as a young girl, have something happen to you and you go to court, the court is going to consider you a child. Anything 18 or below, you are considered a child. So because she went to a high school, I feel like it's only appropriate that we call these kids. Okay, double standards here. I feel like it's unfortunate that we live in a world of double standards. But is it expected? Yes. Let's start off with the original double standard, where it's okay for men to go out and sleep with X amount of women and they're just experimenting. You know, they're just trying to figure themselves out. You know, they're just being men or boys or guys. Yet let a female go and sleep with multiple men. All of a sudden she's a hoe, she's a slut, she don't know who she is, she didn't have no father in her life. All of a sudden she has all these attachments that are negative because she slept with more than 2 or more than 5. In retrospect, I get it. Like, I understand women, you're supposed to be seen this way. I've had this conversation with multiple men. And they all say, which I can agree with, you are a woman. You're supposed to hold yourself to a certain standard. I get that. However, in this case right here, I feel like right now in the world that we live in, if that was my son and he went to a school auditorium where there was a concert of some kind or some type of homecoming event, whatever the case may be, and some woman came and shook her ass in the motherfucking crowd, I'd be suing her. Why? Because if it was a man, which it has shown to be proven so many times, they'd be sued. It'd be looked at as it was over sexual. These are young women. You know, if he would have came and shook his motherfucking diggling in front of the whole female crowd, it'd be a problem. And I feel like this is a double standard where in 2022, in just this whole new generation period, where you can't take that lightly. You don't know the effects that shaking your ass in front of a group of boys could have. Just like we can't figure out what would happen if a man was to shake his diggling in front of a bunch of young girls. You don't know the effects. Now, what if them young men get enticed or feel like, oh, now they want to go out and squeeze on different booties and violate and assault young women, all because they had that moment where she was twerking in front of all of them. You never know the effects. You never know what it could cause. You never know who could be triggered. You never know what child is dealing with something that maybe, they're going to therapy for. And all of a sudden they go to school and here she goes shaking her ass in front of the whole motherfucking school auditorium. No, it's not okay. This whole twerking thing, I'm tired of seeing it. I'm going to just be honest because I'm here. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it from Megan Thee Stallion. I'm tired of seeing it from everyone that is in the industry right now. It seems like that's all you can do. And then the moment we say that's all you can do, it's like, oh no, she has a college degree. Okay, and bitch, I don't see her on Instagram reading books. I don't see her on Instagram talking about her favorite book of hers. No, I'm talking about whoever. I don't mean anyone specifically. I'm talking about whoever. We see them promoting this more than we do them promoting this. And so if we're talking about them twerking all the time, and then somebody comes and says, oh, they read books, they have a degree. Okay, but how often do you see that degree? How often do you see those books? How often do you see that push for education? You don't. Okay. So let's shut that down right there. Okay? And so I feel like I would have sued her. Yeah, it would have been a lawsuit because you're not going to do that. And I would have sued the school for allowing it because it's a group of boys. This is okay. I just seen someone not too long ago, I think it was on YouTube. It was a court case about how they have these gender inclusive, where everyone can go into a bathroom or something like that, where you don't have to identify as a specific gender to go to the bathroom. Okay, so the bathrooms are, you can go into either one, whichever you identify with. Okay, and so a guy dressed up as a girl went into a girl's bathroom at a school and raped a young girl and left. And the school board did not hold him accountable because he identified as a young girl, even though he went into a young girl's bathroom and raped her. Are you fucking serious? I already knew that was going to happen, but that is for another YouTube video. But I already knew that that was going to happen. I already knew that the moment they did that, that was going to be one of the #1 things that people were going to be concerned about, was that men were going to use that as a way to rape young girls because, oh, I identify as a... Okay, cool. So you never know what and how you can affect someone. Don't just think because that's a young boy, oh, that's okay, he a boy, it's just ass. Yeah, and that's a girl, or that's a boy, and that's just coochie. So if your daughter does it, it's not okay, but if your son does it, it's okay. We have to really stop that. That is not okay. That is not something that we want to start making a standard, that if a boy does it, it's okay, but if a girl does it, it's not. Yes, ladies, women, we have to make sure that our daughters, our nieces, ourselves, we are upholding who we are and how we are to a certain standard. And that you should still teach young girls to cross their legs at their motherfucking ankles and not their knees. You can cross your legs at your knees when you own your own motherfucking place. But right now, as a young woman, you cross your legs at your ankles. You know, we teach kids just stay in a child's place. You know, but same thing for your sons. You should be respectful. My son holds the door for me. My son will hold the door for any person, woman or man, that he sees coming behind me, but specifically women. We have to teach that. She's sitting up there twerking in the video and all these boys running around and everybody getting with this. No, I would have sued her. And I would have sued that school, and it would have never happened again, because it's not okay. It's not okay because they are a group of boys. They are still a group of kids. Let's remember that these are still kids now. These are the same young boys who they committed a crime today. Psychologists, public defenders. Anyone's going to say all their brains are still developing, so we can't really fully hold them accountable because their brains aren't fully developed. When they were fully developed, if she wouldn't have shook her ass at that motherfucking school at that pep rally, or no? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so no. Miss Ma'am would have been sued. I don't even know who she is, but she would have been sued. She would have been sued. That's not okay. If it's not okay for girls, it's not okay for boys. It's not okay for you to go rape my daughter. It's not okay for my daughter to go beat your ass. Same thing. We hear about domestic violence, and it happening so much with men beating on women, and women will do the same thing to men, and we can't allow either one. We can't say that this one is more acceptable than this one. We can't say that, yeah, we find 2 men being gay dysfunctional and a problem, but we are very much turned on by 2 women. Now, again, that's a double standard. That is a situation that has been around this earth for a very long time, whereas 2 women do it, it's like, ooh, we turned on, it's porno, it's Pornhub, it's XXX videos. Don't ask me how I know. We cannot say that that's okay, but if we look at 2 men and say no. Now, again, I am one of them people who I'm probably turned off by 2 men before I'm turned off with 2 women. However, am I just around here saying, oh, 2 men it's not okay, but 2 women it is? No, it's not okay for either one. God's against the both of them. I don't judge, let me say that, but God's against both of them. So I think there's this double standard in America where it feels like, okay, if 2 men do this, it's okay. If 2 women do this, it's okay. But if 2 men do this, it's not okay. If 2 women do this, it's not okay. No, it's either black or white. There is no gray. There shouldn't be. There's no way she's dancing in front of a bunch of young boys, whether her ass was touching them or not, whether they have the opportunity to get a feel or not. But we sit here deeming R. Kelly as a flat out just rapist, and he is. But you know, y'all get what I'm saying. So she can do it to a bunch of boys, and it's okay. You know, America is full of double standards. Whether it be gender, whether it be race, blacks can do it, whites can do it, 2 men can do it, but 2 women can't do it. Like, whatever the case is, if you in your gut, your spirit, your heart, if you know it's wrong, it's wrong. That's just what it is. Now, America can try to close in on it and force it so much to the public where it's like, okay, this may be right, but no. I don't care how many videos I see, how many televisions I see. They could make every cartoon in America gay. You think because y'all promote it like that, it's going to force me to believe it? Because it's not. You can't force me to believe that her shaking her ass in front of a bunch of young boys is okay. It's not. Why? Because if somebody else did it, if Trey Songz went and took off his shirt and just had on his boxers, or even just went and like did like this in front of a bunch of little kids, I'm gonna think that's okay. I'm not. And F the school for not even stopping it. Because if I was a principal, I would have stopped it. I would have stopped her and I would have told her, you're not allowed in my school. You're not allowed on my school grounds. You gotta go. We dealing with a new generation of kids, whether it be boys or girls, and they take in things differently and things are promoted differently, and we don't want to offend their parents, and we don't want to put anything in the minds of these little kids that is not already there. The most that we can do to twine it down, okay, let's damn it, let's bring it on down. If we can do anything to diminish those thoughts of sexual whatever, we want that, and we don't want it in our school. And she would have had to get out, and it would have been embarrassing. Because I would have stopped like, the music. And I would have publicly, so that whoever is filming knows that that principal was like, no, shut that shit down. You have to go. Take your security, your team, they got to go. We don't do that in this school. We're not twerking. We're not turning the crowd up. None of that's happening. If you came here to do a concert, you do your concert, motherfucking 6 feet, COVID, motherfucking restrictions back there. But you don't do that up here. You don't go and section off a bunch of boys, and you don't go twerking in front of them. You might entice one of these boys to go do something to one of these girls, and then you on your jet, private plane flying home, and now we got 2 big ass problems sitting in front of us because you came and decided you thought it was going to be okay to twerk and get the fuck out. I'm sorry, it just took me there. So, we gotta stop with these double standards. We have to stop thinking that it's okay for girls to do something and it's not okay for boys. And it's okay for boys to do something and it's not okay for girls. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I don't care who does it. I don't care which color. I don't care which sex. I don't care which religion. I don't care about your background. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And that's flat out. And she was wrong. And the principal and the school board, whomever allowed that to continue, that watched it, was wrong. And if that was my son in that school, I would have sued the school, and I would have sued her for you thinking it's okay to come twerk your ass in my son motherfucking face. I don't care how close he was to you. You're an adult. This is a kid. Nah, baby, we ain't doing that. I don't care who you are. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I was gonna say before this, I had a couple cocktails. Don't judge me. Okay, so with that being said, make sure you are following on social media, okay? Instagram and Snapchat for all behind the scenes. Make sure you are following the organization online. I will leave the link here as well as the description box below. I am having a seminar. It is free. October 1st. So if you are in the Minnesota area, anywhere in Minnesota, if you are around the state of Minnesota, hell, if you're from California, New York, Florida, Colorado, come on in. Let's have a good time. It's going to be just a great time. It's going to be great. I could just see it right now. I put so much of my hard work, my hard time, so much, everything has just went into this, and I'm excited to be able to share it. So I would love for you to come out wherever you are. It is a free event. So if you want to come out, if you've never been to Minnesota and you want to come out and then you want to just be like, hey, I'm going to the seminar October 1st, which is a Saturday, tune in. Make sure you point me out so I can know that you came out from a long distance and show you mad love and appreciation. Other than that, if you see me on the streets, don't be afraid to speak. Bye.